So probably the most common reason for the denial is the insurer's claim that the death was due to natural causes and was not due to an accident. The case that I was alluding to is a case called Sanchir versus Hartford, which involved a woman who suffered from Crohn's disease and was malnourished as a result and went to the hospital for IV nutritional assistance. And while she was on the gurney with the IV in her arm, the catheter broke off, traveled through her bloodstream, lodged in her heart, and killed her. And her family brought an accidental death claim. And the court ultimately ruled that her death arose out of the course of her medical treatment, even though this was a very bizarre and unexpected occurrence, and accidental death benefits were denied. But the court, at the end of the opinion, said that if somebody, for instance, were to suffer a deranged knee while playing tennis and then died from a pulmonary embolism as a result of their immobility following the injury, that would be covered. And lo and behold, I handled the case of Prather versus Sun Life, which involved a young man who was playing a game of pickup basketball. And in the course of the game, he suffered a pretty significant injury. He tore his Achilles tendon and he underwent surgery. And about a week later, he felt well enough to return to work. And the day he returned to work, he collapsed and he died of a pulmonary embolism. And the insurance company denied the benefits on the ground that the pulmonary embolism was a result of his surgical treatment. And we went back and cited the Sanchir case and said, no, it was a result of the Achilles tendon tear. And that's what constituted an accident, and that the insurance company had to pay up. And lo and behold, in the Court of Appeals, we drew the same appellate judge who had written the Sanchir opinion. And recognizing the analogy that he had put in the prior decision, he ruled in our client's favor and said, insurance company, pay up. And when I had the chance to call Mrs. Prather and tell her the good news as soon as we received the decision, that was huge. They were a young couple and they needed that support for their family when Mr. Prather was no longer there to provide support from his work. So that was an extremely satisfying win.